working on a bunch of metaverse related technology, and uh, I've been around the M3 for a while, and this is what I'm going to present is kind of an old idea of mine, but this is now the time to discuss it, I think. After I present the idea, there will be a live demo that people can try. So that will be fun. So let's start. First,
Fuck
the
around.
topic is meta. What? Oh, so the topic is the clipboard as one of the possible tools for a composable metaverse. Uh, this is kind of an old idea, but you'll see how unexplored it is. So a big problem of that we've been facing for a long time is that building things requires tools, and tools are expensive to make. So what if we divide the different tasks that we need to achieve into micro tools? Tools that only do one thing and compose with other tools. So one of the core problems of small tools is composing them because we need to agree on file types and APIs and whatnot. Uh, the most composable kind of file usually is a text file. You can open a text file with almost anything. So that takes us to the clipboard. Uh, the clipboard can be the bedrock feature of composable software. If we look at here, uh, I write a small, I don't know if anyone here is familiar with JSON, you can take a look at the presentation. I don't know if you can walk in, that was the goal. But the idea is that simple JSON representations of entities in small tools can compose easily. It's not really hard to load a simple JSON tool to edit the contents and then create a new one. Uh, there are many challenges with this approach because you need to discover what kind of micro tools are available and the formats and supporting VR and mobile platforms. To round the topic, we can think about this as small tools that do specific things. For example, painting on a mesh or sculpting a voxel structure. For example, creating a box file. A tool that only lets you make small voxel files or only paint on a mesh is something that we don't really have, and it's not a giant project, but this is just a pointer to the kind of small tools that can compose into metaverse applications. Another concept is a small level editor that's simply moving tiles around to create a composition, and the output is just some JSON with the coordinates. But the general idea is that we can have small tools that only do one thing and have a simple JSON input and simple JSON outputs. Nothing really revolutionary about this. And we can connect those tools together but through the clipboard or, of course, saving a file. But the idea is that through portals and other methods of composition, we can go from one tool to another and carry on our clipboards the contents of the tools and continue working from there. This made a lot more sense when we were more optimistic about portals. I don't know if that still holds today, but a few years ago we were very optimistic about jumping from one site to another and going back through portals. But now that we have so many heavy platforms to jump through, that's kind of a pipe dream now. Although the web makes that kind of hopeful for me, but we'll see. Anyway, let me post the URL. Let's see if, no, I don't know if I can screen share. Let me see. Okay, let me try. I'll open the URL. Yeah. Let me find the URL. A moment, please. I'm looking for a log. Live demos are always like this. So, copy. Okay, let me open this. Yeah, here. Okay, I'll do screen share. Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay. So this demo has two parts. The first part is called Gamma, and all you can do is spawn some cubes. Okay. Can people see what I'm doing? Is it visible? Okay, so there's like a shape, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I spawned a bunch of cubes. I'm going to now delete some. And this is a really trivial editor, right? So nothing magical about this. So what I'm going to do is ctrl-c to copy, okay? And now I'm going to open another website. I'm going to stop sharing this one, and I'm going to share the other. And here's where the magic happens. So now what I'm going to do is hit ctrl-v to paste. And can you see the result?
Yep, we can see it.
Nice.
Okay, so what happened was, let me screen share another thing.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
So what happened here was that the clipboard contents had this JSON file with this
Wait, how do
structure.
I?
It's a Metaverse version 1, data, and then entities, and it's just an array of ID, some ID, a position, and a kind. It's say that it's a cube, and so on for each cube. The site just loaded after pasting, it just regenerated the cubes from the JSON. It's really simple to understand, but I think that it's a really powerful idea that we aren't really using. Anyway, any questions?
¿Hablas español?
Yes.
Excelente.
Oh, it's just anything. The idea is to present the idea that by copying and pasting JSON, we can make really economical tools that compose with each other. This is just an example. It could be anything. For example, you could paste some JSON in hubs and it will regenerate a scene or anything like that. You could, for example, copy something from a Unity program and write the one tool in Unity, another in Unreal, and another in the web, and they talk to each other through some JSON in the clipboard. Like, it's zero friction. And even the operating system, you can just copy a bunch of gigabytes and it's fine. Like, there's no problem. Anyway, that was it. If anyone has questions, I'm on the M3 Discord.